Can you give us the origin story of how you came up with the industry shifting 50-50 pledge and remind the party people what that pledge really is?
So, you guys probably have all heard the statistic that historically men's sports got 90% of the media investment and women's sports got less than 10% of the media investment. And for the 50th anniversary of Title IX, of which I am a product of, we wanted to do something special. So we said, what do we spend in women's sports and what do we spend in men's sports? And we found out we were part of the problem. We were 90-10. We had this crazy idea in that moment. What if we went out and we made a pledge to spend equally between men's and women's sports? And actually called Foudy, and I said, we want to make this major announcement. She was doing the ESPNW Summit.
Yep.
And I said, can we live stream in? And we were like, yeah, if ESPN says yes. So we called ESPN, and we just called in and made the pledge. And that was it. No turns back after that. The best part of the story is I never imagined that it would blow up the way it blew up. Like, I didn't think anybody would pay any attention to it. And it got tons of earned media. It was all over the place. So one of the women on our board is a huge women's sports fanatic, and she sent a group text message to me and my boss and said, I've never been more proud to be on the Ally board. Amazing announcement on your 50-50 pledge. And I was like, oh.
He hadn't asked the boss.
My boss texted me like 5 seconds later, and he's like, Brimmer, really good idea, but next time you make a major announcement like this, you should probably tell me.
And what has happened over generations for so many of us women is that we just have to act and beg for forgiveness later. And this is like the most incredible story of this that I've ever heard. Because now what you're doing is you're putting pressure on all the other brands in the landscape and in the ecosystem of sport to be like, wait, what are we doing?